I promised you guys I was gonna do it. Happily, I might add, very happily. Been so excited to do this video. I haven't because I had family visit, I had my boyfriend's birthday. It just, the week kind of got crazy and got out of control, but it still was such a great week. But now I'm back and I'm working and I'm so excited. So the Colourpop All-Star collection. I mean, obviously, like, I love reviewing makeup, you guys know that. But I love reviewing everything is facial. And why does the word facial sound gross to me right now? So I got the All-Star Matte and Blur Setting Spray, the Matte and Blur Primer, and I got the No Filter Setting Powder, the No Filter Foundation, and of course the No Filter Concealer, which if you guys have followed my channel for a while now, you guys know I'm actually a really big fan of the Colourpop Concealer. Literally one of my all-time favorites. I did place a very big order to Colourpop, but that's going to be in a separate video. I wanted to really focus on like the complexion aspect of it all. I just love skin, and I just think that when your skin looks good, like, you look good. So my skin has been moisturized, my skin has definitely been prepped. I am so excited to try all of these products. So let's get into this. This is the All-Star Matte Blur Primer. So this says, we bottled up a selfie filter to give you perfect looking skin that stays matte all day. This pore minimizing, line blurring, skin perfecting primer is formulated with rose and chamomile extracts to give you the perfect canvas. That is a flex, fam, if I've ever read it. Please tell me you're not. Ooh, okay, good. This makes me so happy. I can't stand like silicone primers. I don't know why. Ooh, this smells really good. This smells like Jello. I love it. The consistency is a little thick, but she's tacky, which is good. Don't look at my sideburns. And the packaging is adorable. I'm a sucker, such a sucker. I am a Dyson vacuum for this packaging. I'm not really seeing much blurring. If I'm being H, I'm not seeing a lot of blurring, but it felt good. It felt like a primer. Why am I so thirsty? Next, we have the Colourpop Matte and Blur Face Setting Spray. It says, if your favorite photo filter could last all day, would you use it? Duh. This weightless ultrafine mist setting spray contains our dual mattifying system to give you that soft focus, matte complexion you want. With a stay all day where you need. P.S. It's packed with vitamin E and specially created to lock in color vibrancy and prevent fading. Am I at the gym? All this damn flexing, fam. Whoever wrote out y'all's descriptions, give that bitch a raise, please. This smells very good too. Doesn't taste the greatest, but it's good. While I let this set, I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys some stats off of the website because I feel like that's what I should do. Why do I look so white? I look like I just put on sunscreen. The flip. All of this is rated 5 stars, BT Dubs, and I got the Complexion Perfection set. All of this was $20. The powder, the mattifying primer, and the mattifying spray as a bundle for all three, $20. Crazy affordable. That's less than some drugstore, and it's rated 5 stars. One of the reasons Colourpop is one of my favorite brands is because they really give you such a like high-end makeup feel without the high-end price. And I hope it continues with this powder and this foundation because it is makeup time. What is this? The spray left kind of like, do you see that? Like white spots? I think it's just the mattifying component in it. Product also, it did leave powder in my hair. Not my favorite thing in the world. Yo, I'm so excited about this foundation. So I have the No Filter Foundation. All right, sir. Your flex, please. Oh, you don't got one? Such vanity packaging because it's something that just so aesthetically pleasing to the eye just to have on your vanity. It doesn't have like its flex though. Why? I think it comes with like 37 shades if my math is correct, which is really good. It's not bad at all. Again, it's $12 and it's supposed to be a natural matte foundation, which just happens to be my favorite type of finish. I like a natural matte. I don't like a dewy, and I don't like a matte. I like a natural matte. So hopefully all this goes. Just as a side note, it is available in Afterpay, so that's pretty cool. Again, rated 4 out of 5 stars, which is the titties. I'm excited. I got mine in the shade medium 90. Also, it's cruelty free. By the way, Colourpop is a cruelty free brand. We know them for that. We love them for that. All good things. This powder did completely dry up though on my face. Look at that. I can see the blurring in it actually now. I see you, Colourpop. I see you. So the match is actually not bad. I know it looks a little light, but keep in mind, guys, I'm under a ring light right now that's very stark white and basically fluorescent, but it's actually like a pretty good match. and the coverage is great. So this is what one side of my skin, this is what it looks like. I did use a damp beauty sponge. This one's from Elf. It's a really good sponge. For some reason, I feel like it's oxidizing, which would actually not be so much of a shocker since their concealer is known to oxidize a little bit. And it's mattifying for sure. I like this. I like this. Ooh, that dried down really fast. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side real quick, and then we will do more tests. Okay, real quickly, it does oxidize a little bit, like not anything that's crazy. It's actually something that's quite normal. I will say something that shocked me is that one pump goes such a long way, and that's something that I was not expecting. This is a very medium to like almost full coverage. I tend to test out like full coverage products with like my mole here. If you could barely see it, like that's pretty full coverage for me by my standards. I don't know, like it's comfortable. I don't really feel it. And the coverage I think is what shocked me the most, because again, that little pump went such a long way. I can't really see anything about it. My first impression is I like it, but obviously we have to wear it a little bit more and kind of test it out. Let's go ahead and pop in the concealer. I don't want to stay on the concealer for long because you guys already know I love it. I love the No Filter concealer. They changed the packaging. It's a frosted container now. I'm using the shade medium 20. That's crazy. I didn't know they changed the container. I don't think this is my right shade. I don't think I got the right shade. This is a little too pink for me, and I like a yellow concealer. Yeah, see, this is my original No Filter concealer. See how the bottle isn't frosted? And now this is the new one. Still the same one. I didn't know they were frosted though. And this concealer is known to oxidize. I'm gonna mix in some of the old one just because I don't want to look too crazy, because that one is very pink. Again, I didn't want to stay on too long about this concealer because it's, I've raved about it so many times. It's such a good concealer. The coverage is ridiculous. It reminds me so much of the Naked concealer by Urban Decay because it just packs so much in its little freaking punch. And I'm telling you, this takes nothing to blend out. It's just so good. Todd, it's so good. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the No Filter setting powder. This one doesn't have its flex on it either. I'm using the shade Banana. No shade with this at all. I was just expecting this container to be bigger. This is like the smallest setting powder container I've ever seen. It's cute, like it's so small. I do wish it was bigger because I like a powder I can like dip my beauty sponge in, but it's fine. Whew. I need to set this concealer though, because even though it's a good concealer, like don't get me wrong, it's good. It creases like a muh. I look so MF cute right now, son. While I let this set, while I bake a little bit, I'm going to read you guys some stats on this powder because I actually don't know much about this powder. So the No Filter Loose Setting Powder, this guy right here, it is $9 whole, 4.5 out of 5 stars. And it says, lock in makeup with our translucent, weightless loose setting powder developed with an ultra fine smooth powder to provide a long wearing soft focus matte finish. Okay, so we're looking for a soft focus matte finish. Soft focus basically meaning it's supposed to blur, fam. Supposed to look like a blurred little sex doll without feeling heavy or looking cakey, always 100% cruelty free, vegan, all that stuff. And it's supposed to not have flashback and always be selfie ready. God, selfie culture is so everywhere these days. It's crazy. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this bake, like I said, for a little bit longer. I'm probably gonna do my brows and then I'll be right back to remove the bake. I like the shade though. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and set all this now, all the powders. I've removed all the powders. I've set my entire face with the powder. So I love the concealer to bits and pieces. I already talked about the concealer plenty. The powder, I don't think I'm crazy about this powder. Like, I'm just not crazy about it. It wasn't very blurring, not very soft focus or whatever the F. It made my skin look powdery, which I don't like. The foundation itself, I do like. So what I'm gonna just keep doing is I'm going to keep trying the foundation with other products because I feel like the foundation with like my Believe setting powder would look gorgeous. The primer, I personally think the primer's good because it was very tacky and it wasn't as drying as some mattifying / pore minimizing primers are. It was very tacky. I like the smell. It wasn't anything overwhelming. And it did the job because I do feel like my foundation stuck to it. Setting spray, I'm not wild about because it's one of those setting sprays that I feel like is going to leave a powdery residue, which I understand why, because powders are meant to blur and are meant to be oil controlling, which is this is supposed to do. So I get why. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my face and I'll be right back. I like how I say I'm gonna be honest with you guys as if I'm ever anything but that, but I'm not crazy about this complexion. It's gonna be one of those really personal things where I just feel like I look like I have makeup on. I'm powdery, I look very cakey. I think it was the powder. I think where I went wrong was the powder. I'm gonna continuously use these things, but for now, I think that the Colourpop stuff is not the greatest, but it's also not the worst. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I just think it's meh. I think it's gonna be really dependent on your skin type as well. I have oily skin. That's always gonna change the game no matter what. If you have dry skin, again, that's something that's just such a huge factor. And like I said, I just have other products that don't make me look like this. Like sometimes I love the way my skin looks and today's just not one of those days. I think the concealer's rad. I think the primer's pretty good. And I think the foundation's really good. Everything else, the concealer, I've already talked about. The powder, I'm just not the biggest fan of. And you know what? Ow. I don't think the spray is my favorite thing on the planet either. Again, if you guys want to try all these things out, go ahead. These are just my 2 cents. As always, you can use them to pay the bill or not. I'm gonna go now. And I need a fan. Deuces.